Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review we are looking at the new Captain America from the Captain America Infinite Series Marvel Legends, whatever that batch of figures is going as. This is the Marvel Now Captain America. As far as I can tell, it's a completely retooled figure, meaning it's a brand new sculpt, so it's not really technically retooled, I guess. It's a new tooling. And that's always a good thing, or almost always when they make a new sculpt, because it's nice to not have a bunch of the same figure laying around with just new paint on them. However, they did not do themselves any favors with this guy, because they spent the money on the tooling, all new molds, which is expensive, which is why we don't get a whole bunch, and I understand that. But the paint is just so not good on this guy. It's just so not good. There's no shading anywhere, first of all. So all of this texturing throughout the chest and the arms and the cloth wrinkles in the pants and then the details in the boots, it's all just about useless because there's no paint to accentuate it. You just can't even tell it's there, really. It's so disappointing. This figure could have been a good figure, if not a really good figure, with better paint. The paint on the torso is glossy, like high gloss, shiny, no good at all, cheap paint. The paintwork on the arms, I don't know what's going on with that. There's like white, I guess it was molded in white, which would make sense, but then the paintwork for the blue and gray is just not there. It's not good. The paintwork on the star is not good. There's scratches all over it. All of the ones I've seen so far have had scratches all over them. The detailing for the wings up there is okay because it's like a decal type of application. All of the A's have been all muffed up in the packages that I saw that I didn't buy. I don't know, it's just so disappointing that there's no paint work on this guy, and the paint that is there is just not good. On the gray parts on the torso, there's blue coming through all over the place. There's chunks of blue popping through. Just so disappointing. It just looks so cheap. This really looks like one of those cheaper Marvel toys. Like there's a, what's that guy? Nova. There's a Nova that everybody keeps stealing the heads from to use for customs. Not me, but I've seen other people that said they stole the head off of it. You guys know what I'm talking about. The one where the head pops off real easy. There's an Iron Man with like a Shoryuken effect that people steal a lot too. This looks like one of those, the cheaper figures for the little kids. The plastic's shiny, the paint's shiny. It's really disappointing. You can see right here the hip plastic is no good. And then the legs are down to normal plastic again, so that's okay. And some of the sculpt is really good. I love the gloves. I absolutely love them. There's tons of great detailing in the forearm part and in the hand part. They did a really good job with the sculpt of the boots. I like. There's laces, there's everything you want. It looks really good. Sculpt of the torso I do like. I think the proportioning could be a little better. His shoulders are kind of slopey, but it makes the stomach look big the way they made that. But the sculpt is still there with all of the like the hexagonal detailing and buckles and rivets and everything. The sculpt is actually really pretty solid. It's just the paint is not there or is really bad, so it really detracts from this guy, makes him feel super cheap, and it's just not good. The head to me is too fat. I know it looks like the Marvel Now Cap, and his head is a little wider than normal. At least that's the way I see it. This one just, it looks off. I don't know, it looks not good to me. The shield is what we've already seen before. We've gotten the shield, like, I probably have like 50 of them right now, not exaggerating, so that's nothing new. I don't know, it's just really disappointing. Articulation-wise, he's got the hinge there and then the ball peg for the neck, ball hinge shoulders. Does it work? It works. Really heavy ratchet. And that's as far up as it's going to go, apparently. So pretty limited. They did bury him well to make it look nice, but it's not as effective as some of the other ones we've seen, and it does give him kind of a slopey look. It's not horrible, but, you know, it's not great. It does have the bicep swivel. Again, the paintwork is just horrendous. Inside there, on here, it just looks like total crap. Sorry, Hasbro. Gotta call it the way I see it. Double jointed elbow, which is fine. Like I said, the sculpt for the arms is good. Even the sculpt up here where the paint sucks is good too. There's a wrist swivel and a pivot. This is a grippy hand. This is a fisty hand. Ab crunch is well hidden, which is nice. But again, it just looks super cheap with that paint there. It looks horrible. That glossy red and white in the torso really, really detracts from the figure. And it makes him look even squattier the way that's set up. So it's just disappointing. He does have a waist twist. He does have a new belt, which is a separate piece. But there's no paint on the belt to speak of at all. That's a bummer. Hips are T-jointed, so that's good. Again, out to the side, pretty limited. All the way forward, though, and a thigh swivel, so that's good. Double jointed knees. At least the kneecaps are painted. There is a boot swivel, and then he has these standard ankles. You have to really force him to get him to go forward, though. And he does have the ankle rocker. So, you know, this is one of those cases where if the paint had been really good, the figure would have looked really good. Because the sculpt is definitely there, despite the few flaws in the design of the figure. A really good paint job would have made this guy look fantastic, absolutely great. Whereas what we have now, it has a horrible paint job, so it makes him look even worse than it really should. So it's really disappointing. And I have to say, with as many Captain America figures as we already have, this was a total waste. To spend the money on the new molds, to put out a super mediocre, if not subpar figure is just beyond me. I don't get it. And I hate to be this negative about the Marvel Legends. I want them to be so much better. I want them to be figures that I look forward to. And I was looking forward to them until I saw more pictures of them. And then when I got them, so disappointing. I really just don't know what else to say, guys. It's disheartening, I'll tell you. I'll tell you it's disheartening. Oh well, there it is. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more figure reviews, custom... Oh, I should point out, though, aside from the head looking a little squatty, it is a nicely sculpted head. All the details are there. So that's one good thing to point out. Alright, guys. Stay tuned for more figure reviews, custom figures, and other good stuff. And in the meantime, keep collecting.